Hi, it's Bill, the knee pain guru, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about the strategy after 2 total knee replacements and 2 manipulations under anesthesia. This actually came from a question, actually a video that I shot the past day or so around manipulation under anesthesia, where doctors, scar tissue is building up in the knee. The knee is painful. It can't get full range of motion. So what they're doing is they're putting the person unconscious with anesthesia, and the doctor is basically prying the joint so it breaks down the scar tissue. The idea is that it increases the range of motion. So there's this gentleman, Lewis Bailey Jr., who wrote in. So I'm going to read, this was his comment. This is his comment after one of the videos that I had posted on scar tissue. Sir, I had total knee replacements and manipulations in 2014 and 2017 with 2 different surgeons on the same knee. In 2017, the last surgeon reduced the size of the kneecap. My range of motion is still less than 90 degrees, and she said it was the scar tissue. I am not in a lot of pain. I think it's more soreness in the back of the knee where it hurts and not able to bend it much. I am told that it might be that I'm going too much. I know that it might not get back to 100%. I just listened to your video today and wonder if they are right. When you have time, your thoughts, please. I'm 70 years old, male, and none of the medications given helped. Okay, so here we are. 2 total knee replacements on the same knee. And I want to break this down so it makes sense. Because a lot of times the doctors are doing things with the intention of doing what the body is able to do on its own. And I'm going to point out some specific things that Lewis had mentioned in his description here of what's going on. So, and in doing so, it gives more of a comprehensive understanding of what we're looking at in terms of when you have knee pain, when you have buildup of scar tissue, when you have lack of range of motion in the joint, what a lot of people point to as old age. That's just what happens when you get older. And I want to break it down so it makes sense. So the first piece is, he says, in 2017, the last surgeon reduced the size of the kneecap. So why would they reduce the size of the kneecap? The thinking is that they're going to create more space in the joint for the flexion of the joint. So the doctors, in their mind they're correct, that they want to create more space so the joint can have more flexion. But what's happening? When the knee has experienced trauma, has experienced pain, now you have a surgery, a total knee replacement where they're cutting off the bones and replace it with plastic and metal. What they're trying to do is create space in an already confined space. The joint is tightening up because it doesn't feel safe. If we start creating comfort in the joint can relax. Space is created by the body that has the capability of creating that space on its own. So then you don't need to reduce the size of the kneecap. It makes more sense that way. It makes more sense in a logical, rational perspective than going in there and trying to shave the bones so it can fit in a knee that's already going. So that's the first piece that I want to talk about. I'm not in a lot of pain. I think it's more soreness in the back of the knee where it hurts and not able to bend it much. So Lewis, and this is where people get stuck. People think of pain as being the only experience of the nervous system. In actuality, the nervous system experiences all sorts of things. It's an expression of the nervous system that we're talking about. So someone may feel pain. Lewis is feeling soreness. Where it hurts. It could be tight. It could be tender. It could be burning. It could be shooting. It could be how you would describe your knee is your expression of the nervous system. And that's what we're looking at. When we create comfort in the knee joint, what we're doing is we're recognizing the expression of your nervous system in a way where it can relax and let go of that tension to make that space that the knee needs in order to make room for the nerves that are being irritated, causing the problem, or your expression of the nervous system. So Lewis is told that he might be going too much. The body's designed to be pushed. The body's designed to be pushed. But we have to push it intelligently. We can't just blindly push it, push through the pain. Just do it. No pain, no gain. Pain is weakness leaving the body. There is a time and a place for that. However, if we're ignoring the signs that the nervous system is giving us that is leading to arthritis, bone-on-bone, joint degeneration, issues that compound over time, then that it's like, does that really make sense? So I know that I might not get back to 100%. What does 100% mean? 100%, like he still only has less than 90 degrees flexion in the knee that he has 2 total knee replacements in. So what I found in my experience, it's coming up on 20 years in working with knees, including my own, that a lot of times the flexion in the knee is not from scar tissue or anything else in the knee. It comes from tension in the hip and the lower back. You have this pulley and lever system that goes on in the leg, in the body. And in order for the leg to flex and extend, the hip plays a role as well. And if there's tension in the hip, which is normally what happens is the hip and the lower back tense up to protect the knee. That tension in the hip restricts the flexion and extension of the knee. I'm not saying that there isn't mechanics going on in the knee that need to be looked at, but a good portion of it takes place in the hip and the lower back. So the next part of Lewis's thing is he says, I just listened to your video today and wonder if they are right. Well, it depends on what belief system you want to look at. Doctors are right based on the paradigm that they look in. They're going to repair something that's broken or torn. They're going to cut out something, and that their strategy is that of pain management. It isn't a holistic approach. They are only looking at the knee. Address the knee. They aren't looking at anything else in the body and how it connects in a broader perspective to your life. And if we're only looking at the knee, the docs are right, because we're limiting options. We're limiting the perspective. We're limiting all of the things that we could bring to the table to relieve the tension in your knee, relax the tension, and see what the potential and possibilities are. So, if you fully buy in to what the doctors are saying, yes, they're right. If you look at the possibilities that are endless in terms of what the body is capable of, then no, I would say not. So when you have time, your thoughts, please. I'm giving you my thoughts. Karen, we'll see. He's had 2 total knee replacements, and what I've found is I can help people that have knee replacements. However, there is a part that without, it's a difficult stretch. It's a difficult step to take. When you've had 2 total knee replacements and you've put all of your faith in the conventional approach, and now you're looking at something holistic, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. That means maybe some of the things that I did before I could have done differently, and that's hard to accept. Like, we hate, as humans, we hate being wrong. We love being right. So it's a stretch. And then he ends up also none of the medications given helped. Yeah, the medications are only going to put a Band-Aid on what's going on. Okay, I'm done talking. I'm done addressing Lewis's comment at requesting my thoughts. There's a number of people on the video today, which I'm excited to see. And Joe and Karen and Mark and Julie, Danielle, Tamara, and Matt. If anybody has any questions, have you worked with a surgeon? Yes, when I had surgery on my knee. I had a reconstructive surgery on the ACL, the ligament in my left knee. So, hey, Don, what's going on? What? I found the plates. You found the plates? Excellent. Okay. I've worked with a surgeon on a torn ligament and torn meniscus in my knee, but I have not worked with a surgeon in conjunction with a surgeon. I've worked with a retired surgeon. He contributed to my book, but Joe, what I found is that surgeons, honestly, I actually reached out to the doctor who did the surgery on my knee. And you know what they said? You know what he said? How am I going to make money on it? That was, quote unquote from the doctor that did the surgery on my knee. Like, my approach sounded great. It's all well and good. But in terms of how they could make money on it, if they weren't able to make money on what I had to offer, then they weren't that interested. So my question to anybody listening, if there is an orthopedic surgeon out there that is open to an integrated approach, please have him contact me or send the information for them. Joe, I think what happens is there's a liability issue. There is something like they're medical doctors and they work in conjunction with insurance companies and things like that. So what ends up happening is if something were to happen, to the doctor's patient while they were working with me, that the doctor could be liable. I'm just kind of looking at it from a legal perspective. So I don't know, Joe, does that answer your question? Is that helpful? We got 5 people watching me right now. Say hello, say something, ask a question. What's going on today? So this, if this was in for the video is helpful, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel. This is going to be on YouTube as well. These translate over. Share this with your friends, especially the ones that are limping. How connected is the physical tension and the psychological protection mode? I can't separate them, Mark. It's like this, and I find them connected, and sometimes what happens in helping clients, it's directly related to their acknowledgement of the psychological protection mode. And sometimes we can circumvent that. If we create comfort and we relieve the tension in the nervous system, Sometimes we don't need to directly address the psychological protection mode. There's things we can build in confidence and movement that almost like it, if there's a hole in the road, if we walk around the hole, we never have to fall into the hole in the road. So if we set up where we create comfort in the knee and we give the body intelligent movements. Yes. What?
Where's the other arm?
I don't know where the other arm is, baby.
It was on the floor, now it's this here.
I wouldn't have taken it. Okay. Does that make sense, Mark? It's like if we could acknowledge the physical protection mode or the psychological protection mode, but we don't have to necessarily go there. We can diffuse it without having to like dig into it. Yes, no, maybe, something. Good, bad, indifferent. Anyone? Bueller? Anybody have any questions? I am working with a woman with both knees replaced in the last year. Okay. Yeah. And what are her goals? Like, what is she? Is it pain? She just wants relief. Yeah, she's cute. All right. Hey, baby, come on over here. She doesn't want to. There you go. Okay. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, The Knee Pain Guru. Share it with your friends, your family, anybody you know limping. Karen, yes. Here's what happens. Hip replacements, knee replacements, the body compensates no matter what the pain is. So if the pain is in the knee is the weakest link in the series of tension from the head to the feet. And that's what's wearing the most. That's what's breaking. If you go in and you replace the knee joint, then the pain isn't felt in the knee as much, and it translates to other areas. Yes.
I have a cookie.
You want a cookie? Not now. You don't have to ask me that now, you little stinker. Okay, so the tension will shift to other places in the body, namely the hips and the lower back. Or what will happen is, because the body is moving away from the knee that's been replaced, because the pain has been there in so long, the other knee will go. And then, now the tension can't go anywhere. You can't shift away from the knee because you have two replaced knees. The tension will go into the hips and the lower back and cause the wearing in the ball and socket joint of the hip. Then the hips get replaced. And somehow people think this is like a cool thing. They like calling themselves the bionic person. And I think it's silly. Anyways, okay. Mental protection mode going on with her. Yeah. Mark, I hear you. And this is something that I've had to work with. You know me from orthobionomy days when I was teaching in person, and people would come in and they can have that. People can sign up for a class or sign up for a session, and they're looking to give that power up to a practitioner to take care of them. That didn't work for me so well. I didn't like being like the go-to person when a person had a problem. I have more of it's more rewarding for me to empower somebody so they're moving along the spectrum with me. Meaning I'm constantly working on the front end, like I'm learning and growing and pushing myself mentally, physically, emotionally, so I could go on to cool, new, and better things than talking about the same thing to a person that doesn't have a vested interest in their own betterment, if that makes sense. So what I've done is I've created the Knee Pain Guru in a way where by the time a person talks to me, they've heard me, my philosophy, my approach. There's a vetting process. So by the time they talk to me, they're already in a mode of like, this guy knows what he's talking about. Oh, I see his philosophy and his approach, and I know that if I go to a physical therapist, I'm going to be in pain. I know I go to the doctor, they're going to just prescribe drugs, give me shots, or do a surgery. So I'm already working on creating this process where I'm educating people along the way, and we can talk about cooler and new and more fun things than I hate repeating myself. Anyhow, is that helpful? I think like what I do with clients is, ask them questions. Do they really want to get out of pain? Do they really want things to change? Because when they take that step, you think it's a puddle and it ends up being an ocean. Like when I blew out my knee, I thought I was just going to get the knee repaired. I'm going to get back on the judo mat and life's going to go on like it was before my knee injury. And there was a lot of pitfalls, a lot of trials and tribulations of people that were upset. I just saw an angry face. I'm curious. I'd love to hear from the angry face person. What I had to do. I thought it was going to be back to life as normal, and it wasn't. But my life's been forever changed. I can never go back to that person that blew out his knee 4 times, because the transformation has been pretty significant and profound, and it has propelled me in a direction in my life where, the change is irreversible. So if you're watching this video and you like more information, you can head over to my website, thekneepainguru.com. Put in the subject line. Oh, wait. No. Hold on a second. Sorry. Thekneepainguru.com is my website. You can take the 7-day knee pain reduction challenge, where I have one video where I show you how to begin to get the pressure off of the nerves in the knee and start getting comfort. That will start giving you like a sample of what I have to offer. There's also, if you're receiving this through my newsletter, this video through my newsletter, it's on this side of the web page. There is my program, The Comfort Zone, that you could begin working with. 11 stretches, unconventional stretches to relieve knee pain. You could begin working with that. It includes a time where we sit down and we talk about what's going on with your knee and figure out a strategy. But that is what I have to share. I'm happy to stay on longer and talk more if there are questions. However, if there aren't any questions, then I'm going to scoot, because I got a 4.5-year-old little blonde-haired, blue-eyed little girl that is just awesome, that I'd like to spend time with. Anyhow, thank you so much for being here. Once again, thumbs up to the video, like and subscribe to my channel. Head over to thekneepainguru.com. Get all your good information over there on how to relieve knee pain without drugs, without shots, without surgery, and without physical therapy. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you on tomorrow's video.